Hello and welcome to another episode of my Angel Mystic podcast. This episode is all about awakening your spiritual power. Oh my goodness. When I was thinking about putting this episode together, I was thinking, how hard do we make life for ourselves? You know, I honestly think if you are not embracing your spiritual side, you are just making life really difficult for yourself. So, hopefully, by listening to this episode today, you are going to realize that you can step into that mystical side of life and awaken that spiritual power. Because I do believe it gives you, an amazing strength and that inner power that we often need. And I think it's about living in alignment with your highest self. So, as a spiritual teacher who, I'm not just doing this as my job, this is who I am and how I operate in life. And I totally believe that we can all blend life and normal, make spirituality more normal. In the 15 years that I've been doing this, I've seen so many people awaken, so much more mainstream talk about spirituality. And I think that is incredible because the woo-woo is so often dismissed and thought, it's not realistic. And I think that's a shame because if you're like me, you'll have felt drawn to this all your life. You'll have loved meditation and energy healing and crystals and all of that. And, embracing your inner woo can be just something as simple as trusting your intuition, but there is far more out there waiting for you. And I want to look today at, what embracing the woo-woo can really bring for you, that deeper meaning, that fulfillment, that joy, that transformation. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Like I said, I've been doing this for 15 years. And it is so much more widestream expected and accepted. People don't roll their eyes the way that they used to when I started out. But what does woo woo really mean? My tagline for my business is I turn the woo woo into woohoo because I honestly believe that's what it does. So, it's a playful name, isn't it? Woo woo. And some people might even think it's a little bit dismissive. But to me, that just describes anything mystical, spiritual. You know, it's your intuition, it's astrology, it's manifesting, it's angel guidance. But for me, woo-woo often, when you think about it, reflects back to sort of ancient wisdom, to, what might have been seen as witchcraft, which is really wisdom in itself, because witchcraft is only wise women. They're often healers, midwives, all of that. And they were feared because, they understood energy and maybe other people didn't. But for me, it's, about embracing that and making sure that we use that in everyday life. And it's sort of like the bridge between the seen and the unseen. When you're psychic, you receive things, messages not in the usual way. And I think it can be a very practical thing. And it's also very magical. It does feel magical. But I think it's like tapping into the deepest part of who you really are because you'll have had many lifetimes. If you are interested in this podcast, you will not be here for the first time. There will be something that you'll have had before, some sort of past life, and you're just like tapping into that knowledge. So I think it needs a bit of a reframe, and it's time to really embrace the woo-woo. We've lived in a heavily focused world of logic and data and things that can be measured. And woo-woo is really about trust, and it's about going with often something that you don't hear, um, you don't see, but you trust, you feel, and you know. Now we've had, many, many years of, and all metrics and all of that and logic and data has has a really big part to play in it. And we have had many years where that's had its place. But I think there's room for intuition, creativity, and spiritual exploration and expansion, whilst having all the logic, the data, and all of that as well. Because we are essentially spiritual beings having this human reality. So ignoring the woo-woo means ignoring part of who you really are. But when you embrace the woo-woo, I think it expands your perspective of life. You know, your spiritual practices, however they look for you, meditation, breath work, journaling, you know, healing, whatever it might be, it helps you see life from a vantage point, from a higher perspective. Not because higher because you're better than anyone else, but I think it just gives you an ability to cope. So, you know, particularly if you're dealing with loss and bereavement, for me, when I've gone through those processes, stepping into my spiritual side more has really helped me navigate that rather than being in the human 3D aspect of it all. So I think you'll find when you do embrace your inner woo, that challenges become opportunities. The things that you're struggling with, you'll realize that actually that was a lesson and a learning, and it's an opportunity for growth. And it means that you're part of something bigger and greater than just you. So strengthening that intuition and being able to really trust that gut instinct, you know, your intuition lives in your heart and it lives in your solar plexus. It varies person to person. It doesn't live in your head. Your head is where you do all the overthinking. But when you can trust that inner guidance, that can lead you to making some amazing decisions that will open up things for you. And, you know, logic and everything else might tell you, no, 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 don't do that. But you've got to really trust that inner guidance. Like now, I can feel spirit coming through, as I often do, recording these podcasts. There would have been a time in my life where I fought that and ignored it and kept going, trying to clear my throat. Now I just, you know, surrender to that and let it work through me. And it's about that trust and following my intuition that feels right, that allows me to do that. I think as well, when we embrace our inner woo, we have a lot more joy and a lot more magic in our lives. We notice more synchronicities, divine timings, all of that good stuff. We notice our signs, our symbols that we're getting. And we realize from a manifesting point of view, the power of not just our words, but our thoughts and our feelings, because that's how we manifest. And I think when we do step into the woo-woo, it's an opportunity to reclaim part of ourselves that we've perhaps lost in this busy, busy life that seems to fly past us 100 miles an hour. So let's think about some ways that we can start to embrace the inner woo. You know, having an awareness is probably the first step, that, you know, magic is happening around you all the time, and start paying attention to more synchronicities. You know, that moment when it feels like life's just lining up perfectly for you. It just feels so magical when you're following your intuition, when you're noticing signs, when music is almost talking to you and telling you messages. That's a beautiful way to live, because you feel so supported and you feel like everything is just rolling out for you. And all you have to do is just take the next step, because it's all unfolding perfectly for you. So practicing mindfulness is a really good way to keep you really into the present moment and be noticing what's going on around you, because all those synchronicities are happening anyway. It's just that we're not noticing them when we're going too fast with life. But when you become more, you know, grounded and in the moment, and you're more present, you're more attuned to those subtle energies and the messages that the universe is giving you. The next one is exploring things. Now, I know when I started on my spiritual journey, I just wanted to learn everything. There was, like, I always say, you know, spirituality is like one long corridor and there's loads of different rooms off it. And you can go in the Reiki room, you can go in the crystal room, and you go in the meditation room and you can work out whether you like it or you don't, and you can come out and go into another room. There's so much you want to learn. And there's still so much I want to learn, even after doing this most of my life and professionally for 15 years. But meditation is a great way to do things. You know, I think meditation can be given a bad rap at times as well, because sometimes it can feel a little bit like, was that it? Am I doing it right? But keep going, because it's called meditation practice because you need to practice it. Getting into energy work, getting into Reiki really opens you up. Breath work is amazing. Learning about grounding and protection so that you can control your own energy and not get drained by energy vampires. Working with divination, so tarot cards, oracle cards, angel cards, pendulums, crystal balls, you know, whatever you like, whatever you feel drawn to, and you'll go through periods of being drawn to one thing and then perhaps moving on to another. Go with it, explore it all. Working with crystals, you know, you'll have your favorite crystals, and, you know, use your intuition, because actually crystals, I believe, talk to you. They'll tell you if they need to work with you. They'll disappear out your life when you no longer need them. It's all about doing what feels right. There's no right and there is no wrong. It's about doing what is right for you. And that's really important to remember, especially when we're going through difficult times. So we really do have to trust the process. And trust the process is, you know, having faith in yourself. I often think that we believe more in, you know, angels and the universe and spirit and the unseen than we believe in ourselves. We often feel like maybe we're getting it wrong, or we are not receiving it correctly, or something like that. But we really do need to trust what we are receiving and believe that is right. We don't need to control things like we think we need to control. What we need to do is trust, you know, setting intentions, knowing that it's all working out for you in perfect timing makes you relax, certainly from a manifesting point of view. And I don't think we can do this podcast without talking about skepticism. Now, I love a good skeptic, because I think you should stay a skeptic until you've got proof otherwise. But I know that when we're embracing the woo-woo, it can feel uncomfortable at first. You might be worried about what other people think. And that's only because you haven't got enough faith in what you are exploring to be able to feel confident in that. I think when you do get really confident on your journey, you don't really care what other people think, because it gives you so much more. And I think it's important to stay open-minded. You know, it's okay to question things. It's okay to explore. It's okay to work it all out. But don't ignore and don't dismiss the subtle things, because spirituality is very subtle at times. You know, that tittle on the end of your nose in meditation, that breeze from nowhere, that buzz in your ear, that feather on your path. You know, you can doubt all of that, and you can be skeptic, like, is that a sign? Can you give me a sign that that's a sign? That's what I hear so often. You know, people wanting to say to their angels, to their guides, is that feather really a sign? Can you give me another feather to show me that feather was a sign? And you sort of trip yourself up when you do that. But I think it's worth asking, what's the worst that could happen if you embrace this? What's the best that could happen if you embrace this? And you might be surprised how transformational this can be within your life, particularly if you do it without judgment. So as we wrap up this episode, I would love to know what you've thought. So share your comments with me, please, and share out the podcast too. We do have some free training coming up, and it's happening. She says, looking at her board, the 24th, it is all starting, which is a Monday, 24th of February. It's called the Spiritual Experience. If you would like a place, it is totally free, and you'll find it all in show notes. But it means that you can embrace the woo-woo, you know, you step up into that spiritual power and reconnect with the magic of life. start cultivating more of an awareness of what is really going on and trusting that process. And as we go on this journey, remember to challenge those old beliefs because they may well be leaving you stuck. Lean into curiosity and wonder because I tell you, it is incredible. Until next time, remember the magic is already in you, and I'm here to help you find it. Till next time, bye bye. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit follow and share my message by sharing with your friends. It would be amazing if you can leave a review. All this will help, and it activates the universal law of the more you give, the more you receive. So it's a win-win. You can find more good stuff between episodes over on social media. Just search The Angel Mystic on Facebook, Instagram or TikTok, or check out the links in the show notes. I'd love for you to connect more over in my free group in Abundance Manifesting, all on Facebook. Hope to see you there.